Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are taking a look at what guides are around you right now, what spirit guides are around you, who's in your spirit team, who is helping and assisting you on whatever it is that you have going on in your life right now. So I have 4 objects for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 is the pine cone. Actually, let me bring them up to the camera. Pile number 1 is the pine cone. Pile number 2 is the amethyst apple. Pile number 3 is the butterfly. And pile number 4 is the aquamarine. So see which object you guys are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual. And I'll see you guys at your timestamps. Hey Pawan, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what spirit guides are around you right now. Who is around you in spirit assisting you right now? If you hear noises, it's Luna. She's just running around, very excited today. So yeah, I'm gonna get straight in. So my pile number 1's please spirit guides, tap me into my pine cone, acorn, pine. If I say acorn, I mean pine cone, by the way. Tap me into my acorn, pine cone pile. What spirit guides are around my pile number 1's right now, please? What spirit guides are around my pile number 1's right now? What spirit guides are around my pile number 1's, please? What spirit guides are around my pile number 1's? We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 9 of Swords. What spirit guides are around my pile number 1's, please, spirit guides? And we have the King of Swords. Okay. The back of the deck, you have the 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to pop this underneath for now. I've got a few oracle cards I want to use. But yeah. So, first of all, when I tap into the energies that are around you guys, I'm being shown a really strong, like, male guide, like a male figure. And the energy that I'm getting, it's very stable, very grounded, and it's making me think of, like, you know how, who was it that said if you want to fly like a butterfly, you can't flap like a crow or something like that? I can't remember the actual saying, but like I keep being taken to like scenes of like if someone's doing like karate or something, and it's almost like you have to kind of slow your mind and think of what the other person's doing and be very almost like disciplined of the mind. And there's a sense of like inner peace and groundedness. That's the energy that this entity is taking on, this being is taking on, this guide is taking on. They almost feel like a head guide. Do you know what's interesting about this guide? I feel like this guide has been with you from birth, because I feel like sometimes we have guides that come in for a specific mission. Sometimes we have guides that come in for an era, something we're learning, that, you know, attached to like a new energy that we're, you know, activating within ourselves. And then we'll have guides that are around us from the beginning, and this guide literally feels like they're there constantly, and that energy that they have to offer you is within you. But it's almost like I kind of like sit back and then I step in when needed at specific times. And this male energy, they feel very fatherly, very grounded. There's something about discipline and discipline of the mind that's coming through. And I feel like there's moments where you may not even feel them around you at all, but they're in the background, just like protecting you and looking out for you. And then there are moments where I feel like they step forward. And in this moment, I don't know if recently you've been feeling a little bit chaotic of the mind, if something's come up that's made you maybe search outside of yourself for some sort of balance, or something's really confused you, or you've been worried or had anxiety about something and your mind has kind of gone all over the place. But this guide literally feels like it's coming in to it's almost like stepping forward, because I feel like whenever this guide comes in, they help you tap into your factory settings. And I think this guide is helping bring you back to your inner peace and back into your factory settings, if that makes sense. I just had a bit of Luna's fur in my mouth, and I'm sorry. She was all over me before I started, and it was like she was around my face and my head, because she was crawling across my shoulders, and then I just felt hair near my mouth. There we go. But yeah, I feel like your natural inner state, and whenever you go back to factory settings, you have this state of inner peace. You have this state, and I feel like you can tap into it whenever you need to as well. And this is what this guide is trying to remind you of. Like, when I tap into who you are at your core, the way it's coming through is like, you know, when you see like Buddhist monks and they're there and they're just meditating and there's this sense of inner peace. I feel like that's something that you've achieved in past lives. It wouldn't shock me if you guys have had past lives where you were a monk, or there was just, you are learning to find a level of inner peace, because I keep thinking of nirvana and like reaching nirvana in Buddhism, and I keep thinking of that. So I feel like there may be past lives connected there. This guide could also have had a past life with you, or been some sort of mentor with you in that life as well, because that's almost like how they're coming through. But they're saying your core essence, and they're saying whenever you meditate or whenever you really sit and allow everything to flow away, you find this higher understanding. There's this higher understanding that you reach. You see all, you understand, and it's like, that's your core settings, that's your factory settings. And I feel like sometimes, because they're referencing almost like your human mind in this lifetime, maybe you pick up a lot, maybe you're very clairsentient, maybe you take on a lot of other people's feelings, maybe you, through childhood and in this life, because I've seen in this life, you've learned to kind of tailor yourself to other people's needs and other people's wants, and maybe it's made you clairsentient, made you empathic, and it's really activated those gifts for you. But maybe sometimes you might get lost in the source, or it could be more from like a mental perspective. Your mind could race a lot, you know, you could have a lot of air placements in your natal chart. You know, there could be like a lot of air there. It's air I'm being shown, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, where I almost feel like I need to, I'm hearing Janae Aiko's song, Why Aren't You Smiling, where she sings, you've got to trust the signs, everything will turn out fine. And I feel like sometimes, because some of you guys may be psychic as well, you may be, because I almost feel like I need to find a level of control in whatever's going to happen with a situation. So then I feel like my mind wanders, because my mind's trying to keep me safe. So my mind's trying to help me find a sense of control, or my mind's trying to help me understand how this person feels, or what that person meant, or whatever. And it's like my mind can spiral, and I feel like this guide is coming in around you to help stop your mind spiraling and help remind you that everything that is meant for you is going to be for you, and bringing you back to that garden. You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes you might be like, what if this doesn't work out, or what if this happens, or what if that doesn't come in, or what if that money doesn't come in, and what if that person doesn't text me back, what if they're with somebody else, what if this happens? But it's what it is they're telling me. It's not your soul or your spirit doing that. Your mind is trying to keep you safe. So I wonder if in early life there may have been a lot of chaos, or there may have been a lot that went on, and your mind sometimes still tries to find every fact or know how everyone feels about this and that to keep you safe. But they're referencing that that's where it's coming from. And there's a reference of like, you don't need to know everything, just be in control of your own, steer your own ship is the message here. Because you know that saying, and it's like, I'm picking up like a lot of quotes. Like this guide almost feels like this guide may contact you with quotes. Like you could be scrolling Instagram, TikTok, YouTube shorts, YouTube videos maybe, and it's like a quote will be shown to you. Facebook, Snapchat, I don't know what they do on Snapchat these days, but Facebook or whatever, and it's like you may get like little quotes that really stick, that this guide almost like passes on to you, because it's like little short bits of information that are just very solid. And I feel like whenever you may even see those quotes or see those messages, it might, because this guide is very hearty, so it's hitting your heart space and it's realigning you with your own energy. And I feel like this guide does that a lot, like tries to redirect you back. But yeah, I'm hearing that quote about the ship, where it's like what is it? Water can only sink a ship if it gets inside the ship. So it's like, whatever's going on externally can only bring you down if you allow it to. So there's something here about like mental, they're trying to help you ground mentally and help you trust that everything that is for you is going to happen for you. So this guide is around you right now, helping you come back to base. There's also a reference from this guide of if you're on your phone a lot, especially if you're trying to find answers of like, is this going to happen? Is this interview going to, happen for me? Or is this person going to text me back? If you're on your phone a lot right now, there's a reference to put it down and do little things that make you feel like a sense of inner peace, or even just meditate. if you guys also, if there's a situation in your life, like for example, you may be worrying about finances, or you may be worrying about your work right now, or how is this going to turn out, or how is that going to turn out, there's a reference to not seek too much outside validation. So that could even be pick a cards. That could be I'm seeing somebody constantly shuffling tarot cards. You could be constantly trying to find an answer to something with tarot cards right now. What else am I being shown? Like, I feel like I don't know why I feel like I'm searching and I'm looking for an answer. Like, I feel like I'm searching, but it's like the answer's always going to come to you. And the answers always have come to you. And everything's always come. Like, I keep wanting to help you look back to the past and be like, the messages always find you. You always find your feet. You always take the initiative, and you always listen to your intuition. You always do, you know, it always does work out in the way that it's meant to. And, you know, if you're not seeking from, you know, the answer that you want from that job or that job yet, wait, maybe there's a reason for it. Let it come. You know what I mean? Let it come in when it's meant to. Because if you look back, do you remember when the right job found you? It was because it was meant to. And then it's like, yeah, remember when that person didn't respond to you, or this didn't happen, or that didn't happen? They ended up doing it. Or maybe you realized in the end, actually, that was a blessing in disguise. I wanted something else. There's a reference here that you're very protected. And when your mind starts to wander, you start to feel like you're swimming up, like you're going up against a stream. But when you tap into that frequency within and you just flow, and you're like, everything that's meant to be is for me, it flows and you end up where you're meant to go. So there's a reference to hitch a ride on that stream and allow it to take you where you need to go, and follow that inner, you know, your inner intuition. Because I feel like this guide is helping you come back to factory settings. This guide's very strong around you right now. I feel like I said, I feel like they're always around you, but sometimes it's not that they're not needed, because I feel like they're always there as a level of protection, and they're also telling me that they are a part of you. But what I'm being told is this guide steps in when you're needed. It's making me think of like when the teacher's ready, the master appears. See, all these quotes are coming up. That's how it feels. I feel like they step in when you need that reminder, or you need to activate a part of yourself that is connected to that core, like connected to your higher self is what I'm trying to say. When you go through activations, when you go through up levelings, this guide is here to help you tap into what you need to know. This guide also feels connected to your Akashic records. I feel like this guide has either been a guide for you in past lives, like in spirit, or they've actually been in those lives with you. Any life they would have had with you, they would have been an elder. This person feels like an elder, and it's a male energy. It's a strong, like divine masculine male energy coming through. There's just a level of peace here. And it's almost like the way this guide is coming through, like I'm being shown somebody sitting in a chair, and it's like if you were to sit and have a physical conversation with them on earth, I see you going da 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 da, like your brain going da da, and what about this, and da da da, and they're like 3-word answers, but it's like what you need in that moment. You know what I mean? Like it's reminding me. I remember connecting with Ganesha, and I can't remember what I asked, but I was stuck in a situation, and I felt like I was behind in everything. And I remember connecting with Ganesha, and I was like, what can I do about this situation? Like I think it was something like I need to do this, and this, and I think I needed to sort my glasses out. This was years ago, by the way. I needed new glasses, and I was like, and I haven't sorted my glasses out, and blah, blah, blah. And the guidance that I got back was like, okay, call up the opticians and sort your glasses out. And it was such a simple like message, but I was like, but what did it? And it was just like, start with that, sort that out, then come back. And it, like, that was the message and guidance that I got. And it's, you know, it kind of simplified everything. And that's how this guide comes through. I feel like they're very simple. I feel like they're very like, here's a quote, this is what you need to know, this is that. That's how they feel. And I keep hearing Why Aren't You Smiling by Jhené Aiko. There's a sense of inner peace they're bringing you back to. And anytime it feels difficult, anytime there's chaos, you know, allow yourself to flow where you need to go. Don't try and understand why this and this is happening. Tap into that anchor within you. Tap into that core energy within you. Meditate. Take yourself out the situation. Have a breather. Don't get caught up in the mind. Don't get caught up in that. Because I feel like sometimes it can like have you trying to swim back up the, you know, rocky mountain to be like, why did I fall down it? And it's like, well, you don't need to know how you fell down it, because the more you climb up, you're going to fall again. Just let yourself slide down, because maybe there's an answer at the bottom of the hill here. You know what I mean? You may as well, and this could also be a situation like, sometimes, let's just say somebody's hurt us, or somebody has upset us, or whatever it is. Sometimes we can try and find the answer as to why somebody's moving the way that they are. And it, again, there's that other quote, and I'm sure this was a quote by Buddha as well. It was, if a snake bites you and has like venom in you, you don't try and like argue with the snake and ask it why it bit you and why did you do this, blah blah blah. You just tend to the wound, or tend to the, you know, the wound there, and take care of it. If we spend a lot of question on the why, yes, there can be, we can have clarity, of course, but sometimes it's actually not even about that. You know what I mean? Because I read a quote as well the other day that was like, there's a counselor, a therapist talking about it, and they were like, sometimes when we need to know the why so much and we can't let go of the why, it's because we're avoiding the fact that maybe that person walked away, or that didn't work out, or this happened, or that happened. And this is just for if you're wondering why somebody's done something or why this has happened. Sometimes we can avoid the truth of something and just like the reality and the feeling of like, this person's just walked away, or this person's hurt me, or this person didn't treat me very nice, or this has happened. And we avoid that feeling by trying to understand it, to try and stop it from hurting. And I'm being shown that as well. That's not going to be for all of you, but that's what's coming through, because there's a reference of you anchoring back into your own inner energy. And yet, if there's a feeling there, feel the feeling, but don't let your mind wander too far and stray away, because then it's like, this guide is coming through to help you feel feelings, but feel them in the present, and then bring yourself back to a level of safety, calm, and anchoring yourself back in. You know what I mean? That's what I'm being shown here. So let's pull some oracle cards. Let's pull these ones first. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. What guide is around my pile number 1s right now? What do they want my pile number 1s to know? What is the energy they're helping my pile number 1s with? They're helping you get, there's something that I feel like you want clarity with right now, and I'm being told when you step back and you tap into your own energy, you'll have clarity from it. We have protection. I'm going to lay the oracle cards down and then I'll read them properly. The back of the deck is be candid. We've got the throat chakra energy there. I'm going to move these just so I can get all of the cards down. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. What guide is around my pile number 1s, and what message do they have for my pile number 1s right now? We have radical expansion. The back of the deck is surrender. Yeah, they're helping you fall back into your own rhythm and your own flow. I didn't realize that was a little wonky. I'm sorry. Let's pull one of these. Pile number 1. What guide is around my pile number 1s right now? We have your calling. We have patience at the back of the deck, by the way. Your calling, your life's purpose is like an awakening to put your gifts and talents to good use and enjoy the journey of life. Let's pop that one there. And then let's pull 2 of these, and then I'll get into the guidance there. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. What guides are on my pile number 1 right now, and what message do they have? We have vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. What guidance does pile number 1's guide have for them right now? What are they helping them with? Fox spirit, think on your feet. Back of the deck, we have the flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. Okay, are we straight? Yes, we are. Okay. Okay, so we have protection first and foremost. I keep hearing Why Aren't You Smiling by Janae Aiko. I feel like there's a message in that song for you. I'm hearing it as I tap in. I'm also hearing another one of her songs. I don't know if you listen to Janae a lot. You could find a balance in her music at the moment, but she has a song called Stay Ready with Kendrick Lamar, and at the end it goes into like a different song, and she sings, if everything is dipped in gold, then baby it will never grow. That's what I'm being shown. That's the lyric that I'm being shown right now. I just keep being shown the heart space being your anchor, the heart space being your compass. I think that you are a hearty person. I feel like you feel your way through life. I feel like you are very, very protected, and I feel like the key to you falling into alignment in this lifetime is you tapping into your heart space, you following your heart space and what feels right with your own inner frequency. And I feel like this guide is responsible for helping you come back to your heart space when needed. And I think this guide is kind of like responsible of reminding you that like the key is in your hands, and the key is your heart space, and the key is your frequency. And the more you tap into that and the more you align with that, everything's going to flow the way that it's supposed to, because the more you tap into that frequency, you're tapping into what you're meant to be in this lifetime, that energy that you came here with in this lifetime. And the more you do that, then the career paths that are meant for you, the timelines that are meant for you, the people that are meant for you, they're going to resonate with that frequency and fall in. But I feel like when you step out of that energy, and sometimes you will, and that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong, sometimes we have to get a little bit lost to find ourselves. Sometimes we have to go through certain situations for something to be unlocked within ourselves. These things happen. Your guide is referencing that. But I feel like this guide comes in to get you back on path. This guide comes in to remind you when you need to step back into that frequency. And I feel like right now this guide is helping you step back into factory settings, because there's a frequency that you're adjusting to right now. There's a frequency that you're awakening to right now. And whatever it is that you're worrying about when you clicked on this reading, this guide is saying that you tapping back into your own inner frequency is going to be the answer to this situation. You falling back into alignment is going to give you the outcome that you probably want or that you need in this situation. So there's a reference to fall back into it right now. This guide feels very protected. This guide doesn't feel like a fighter. This guide feels like, sometimes I see energies and they come in very fiery, and sometimes I see energies and they come in like protective. This guide's protective, but it's like very peaceful, elephant, gentle giant, so powerful but walks with peace. Like that's the energy of this guide. And we have radical expansion. And what I love about this card, and I love that it's come through, if you actually look at the dragon, it's coming from her heart space. If you can see that, it's literally coming out from her heart space. So that this energy, this peaceful energy, it's in you. It's your heart space. It's your heart chakra. It's actually your soul's frequency. And I also think it's part of the frequency your soul's bringing to earth. I think, because I'm hearing "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." I'm hearing that song. I don't know who sings it. But I feel like you're here to bring a level of inner peace to people. I think you're here to bring that hearty energy. And sometimes this guide comes in to bring you back to that, is what I'm trying to say. And then we have Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted. I mean, sometimes in this world, because we have to look at everything through 3D, no matter how connected to spirit we are, no matter how much we elevate and grow, we are going to have moments where we are just looking at the 3D, because that's what our physical eyes can see, and that's what we're taught to just look through, right? And sometimes we cannot understand why something is happening. Why did my money go low then? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? And it's not until later on in life, or 10 years later, or even at the end of our life, and we look back as souls, we're like, oh my god, that had to happen for this to happen, and I had to take that job to meet this person, and this had to happen for this, and it actually was all working out for me, like it was all flowing for me, you know what I mean? And I feel there's a reference there to remember that inner peace and know that everything is working out for you. And if something's causing friction right now, or if something isn't working, it's because maybe right now you're meant to wait, or maybe right now there's something better, or maybe right now there's something else you need to be focusing on. And aligning with your heart space is going to take you where you need to focus. And that's really what's coming through right now. There's something about not fighting the fog, and just taking the fog as like maybe something's being smudged out. Maybe something's being cleared out. Maybe I'm not seeing everything right now. Maybe there's a delay because I'm not seeing something right now. Maybe what I want, it could be beneficial down the line, but right now it might be detrimental to me. And trying to work it out. And when is this going to come in, and how it's going to cause more havoc. So it's like, let it come when it needs to. That's the message here. Why do we have think on your feet? You see, through this lifetime, I think you're learning to balance these two energies, because I actually am being told that you're very highly intelligent, and the way that your brain thinks, it's a good thing. But Too much of anything can make you sick. That's the lyrics from Fight for This Love by Cheryl Cole. That's the lyrics that came through. See how these quotes keep coming through? Quoting Cheryl Cole. If you don't know who she is, she's a UK singer. She's actually the baby mother of Liam Payne, bless his heart. And she used to be a big singer in the UK, if you don't know who she was. She had a song called Fight for This Love. It was huge. And the first lyric of the song is, too much of anything can make you sick. And like I always say, when we swing, if we become too spiritual, we detach from our humanness. And we're meant to bring that frequency down to the world and be human and elevate as human beings. But then if we become too human and we can disconnect from spirit, we forget our essence. We start destroying things, destroying ourselves, destroying the planet. There has to be a balance. And I think that sometimes, like all the time, this is just a normal thing. When we swing the pendulum, we can go too much in the mind. You know what I mean? Or we can go too the other way. And I think that your mind is so wonderful. Like, I want to reference your mind as like Alice in Wonderland. Like, I think you piece things together and you tap into things and it's so good. And you're meant to have that because I think it actually aids you in this lifetime. That's why you have that gift. However, sometimes, because everything has a double-edged sword, sometimes if we fall into the other energy of it, what can happen is we're worried about this, and that, and that. Do you know what I mean? And it can stop us from moving forward and living in the moment. And if you think of like even memories that you have in life, some of the best memories come when you're just living in the moment. You know, and you can try to control it. That energy is always controlled. And what if the moment was going to take you somewhere else, but you can't even fathom it yet? But because you're trying to control it, you're creating frictions and it can't come in properly. You know what I mean? And that's really the message here. There's something about getting you to live in the moment and flow. And I think that may be a really big theme over the next year or so. That's why this guide is helping you tap into. I'm also being shown like biblical times, so you may have known this guide in like biblical times. You may have had past lives with them. I'm being shown that, and then I just keep being shown you walking barefoot. I feel like you did it. I don't know why I'm being shown for some of you guys in past lives you would walk barefoot because it would reconnect you with certain frequencies, and there's a reference to start doing that now. I don't know if you always wear like shoes around the house and stuff like that, slippers around the house. There's something about getting your feet, like going into the garden in bare feet and just having a walk around. You don't even have to like purposefully, the same because you pick up the frequency anyway, you don't even have to purposely get your feet into the soil, get into a frequency, channel it through. You don't even need to do that, just walk around. You're going to take that frequency on anyway. You don't have to do something and have your mind that it's just do that. There's something about that with a garden. And then we have your calling. Your life's purpose is like an awakening to put your gifts and talents to good use and enjoy the journey of life. Yeah. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So enjoy where you're at, take your time, flow. This guide is helping you come back into the moment, come back into the present, and that's why this guide's around you really strong. This guide feels like they would be like a chief, like a head guide for you. They feel very connected to the core of who you are, helping you navigate in a way. That's how they feel, and it's a strong, masculine, peaceful presence. So pile number 1, that is what I have for you. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what guides are around you right now and what they're aiding with, what they're working with you with, what they're guiding you with. Yeah, so we're gonna go straight in. Luna's just popped up to say hi. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2, my apple pile. What guides are around my pile number 2s right now? What guides are present with my pile number 2s, and what are they aiding with right now? What frequencies, what energies, what is it that these guides are aiding my pile number 2s with? Show me the guides around my pile number 2s right now. Show me the guides around my pile number 2s right now, please. Show me the guides. Bear with me a second because I feel like they're changing my frequency, right? What I mean by that is sometimes when a certain energy comes in, I have to be in a certain frequency for it, and I feel like I'm being aligned with something for a second. Like, think of it like tuning a radio. But I'm going to keep shuffling and, yeah, pile number 2. What guides are around my pile number 2s right now? What guides are around my pile number 2s right now? We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Wands reversed. What guides are around my pile number 2s right now? What guides are around my pile number 2s right now? And we have the 5 of Wands. The back of the deck is the World. I'm going to keep this card, Luna's saying hi. I'm going to keep this card away from the screen though, because the World card, there's a girl that isn't covered up, and you know how YouTube is about that. They don't care when it's the males covered up, it's just the females. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. Anyway, let's get in. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands reversed, 5 of Wands. Okay, show me the guides that are around my pile number 2s, please. Show me the guides that are around my pile number 2s, please. I keep being shown, like, okay, when I was shuffling, I was being shown somebody stranded on a desert island, and it's like, okay, well, I have to create shelter. So this person's going around the island, and they're finding twigs and bits of fabric and whatever it is, and they're creating this home for themselves to survive on this island. And then I feel like I'm looking at somebody just like in life in general, and it's like, I'm building something to adjust me to this climate. I'm building a home that would make sense for me. Like, and then I'm being shown like a human. Okay. I get what I'm being shown. Okay, you guys, my pile number 2s, are coming out of a very strong karmic phase, or a phase where you maybe were clearing karma. There's karma attached to this. There's old energies and bits of, your old skin attached to this. So this could be, maybe you're going through an ego death right now, or this could be you're coming out of a period where you were sorting things out from an ego death, right? Dark night of the soul, whichever way you want to call it, right? So what you've been doing is, I'm being shown like an attic, and I've got all these boxes, and I'm sorting things out. So you've come from a karmic phase. You've come from a time period where things were a little bit heavier. I feel like you've been sorting things out. I feel like you've gotten a big wrecking ball, and you've torn a castle down. You've torn a home down. It's like, this isn't working for me. These frequencies are all wrong. Why is the living room so tiny and the bedroom so big? Why is this like this, and why is this like this? I can't live like this. There's air coming in. The rain's coming in. This is causing havoc. Let me tear it down. Let me build back up. So the wrecking balls come in. This is a phase you've been through. The wrecking balls come in. Maybe it was karmic relationships, karmic situations, to make you realize, hang on a minute, this house isn't working for me. And what you've done is, I feel like you've started to build from the ground up, right? Because what I'm being shown is like a portal, and you guys stepping through a portal. So I feel like, whether it's the past couple of years, maybe it's the last year, however long it's been, you've been maybe through a shadow phase, you've been doing healing, you've been reworking from the ground up. Maybe you guys have been going through like some hardships on purging, purging a lot of wounds, releasing a lot. That's what you guys have been doing. But whatever it is right now, I'll tap into the guide in a second, but it's just a message coming through because they're very focused on your energy right now. Your frequency feels very fresh and very new. Your frequency feels like we're beginning again. I hope this makes sense. So think of like the human beings that created Stonehenge, because I keep being shown Stonehenge, the pyramids, the Mayan pyramids. Think of these landmarks all around the world. I'm being shown the Egyptian Book of the Dead. I'm being shown all these kinds of things, right? Think of the human beings that were like, hang on a minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap into a frequency. Maybe it's from spirit, maybe it's within myself, I don't know. And I'm going to build. Because when I see monuments like Stonehenge and the pyramids and all of that, they're frequencies. They're like portals. There's a frequency to it. There's a rhyme and reason for why these things were built, right? So what you're doing is, I feel like the energy you're in right now, you're setting a base to build something of light, to build something of frequency. So I'm looking at your subconscious. I'm looking at the energies within. I'm seeing you get to know yourself, and it's like, what is the right frequency for me, and how can I build this up? What are my boundaries? What do I want out of life? What's going to make me happy? Who am I now? Now that I've come back to my core, who am I? And what am I going to build up? And what is my frequency going to be? What are my morals? What do I stand by? There's this fresh brand new energy that's coming through. The guides that I'm being shown, it's really, really interesting because I feel like there's elemental guides around you. Do you know how I'm being shown your guides? It's hard for me to grasp anything. I'm being shown somebody like sitting on a field, and it's like, I'm on my own, I have no guides, I'm tapping in and I don't see anything, I don't see any images, I don't, whatever. But then I'm seeing like a crow fly over me, and I'm looking at the crow watching me. That's a guide. And then I'm being shown a tree bending a little bit in the wind, and the essence of it, that's my guide. And I'm being shown water going down a stream and the little tadpoles, and the tadpoles are looking at me, and it's like, that's my guide. Little ladybird in the grass, that's my guide. I'm seeing like, technically Mother Gaia, it's like I'm guiding you right now. I feel like you work with Mother Gaia, and Mother Gaia really responds to you. But there's elemental energies here. I feel like you have the Fae around you. I'm being shown like the realms on earth, like the dragon beings, the water spirits, the Fae, the stone people, tree people, like the gnomes, like that sort of energy, tree nymphs. And but it's like 1 minute I'm in nature and I'm just seeing nature. The next minute I'm hearing I See You by Leona Lewis for the Avatar movie. And you know how Jake Sully goes into the forest and he sees nothing, it's all dark, so he lights a fire because he can't see. But then when Atsuri comes and she knocks the fire out, he realizes everything's glowing because everything has life and he can see. And everything has this color, and that's what they say to each other in Avatar. They say, I see you. And I think that's a frequency that you're being called to tap into right now, because I see like the elemental realm, Mother Gaia, and just the other realms of Mother Gaia and those beings. The Fae are coming through quite strongly. I see them around you, kind of guiding you right now. Bear with me a second. When you came to Earth as human beings, we are a byproduct of how we grew up a lot of the time, because the first 7 years of our life we're in a receptive mode where whatever care we're given, how our home is, what we're told, that's ingrained in us. And if we go through an ego death, we start to heal, or we do release, and we can change that. So I feel like you guys have been clearing the clutter from the past to make room for certain frequencies, and that's why I'm being shown the monument, like, the pyramids, the Stonehenge, and all of that around the earth. I'm even being shown Bermuda Triangle. I'm being shown all of these things around earth, because it's like, yeah, those human beings brought a frequency down. So there's a reference here of like these energies around you are going to get stronger over the next couple of years. I keep being shown the number 3. So over the next 3 years, and I see you tapping into like the elemental realms, and I see you guys harnessing a frequency of like who you are. I hope this is making sense for you guys, who you are as a human being and how you align with Mother Gaia, and seeing it that little bit deeper. Because I'm being shown, like, when people take psychedelics, they take like an elixir, and it's like 1 minute that was just a tree, but when they've taken the elixir, they understand what that tree is. So there's something here about like whatever it is that you've been clearing and making room for, and clear in the past and how you looked at things, that's gone. And there's a reference of plugging yourself into a grid that makes sense to you. And I almost feel a grid that would make sense to you is those realms. Like, I don't know what that's about. I keep feeling like I'm in the forest, and it's like the guides are all around me, they're speaking to me. But it's like, it's like I have to see you, like I have to tap into you to see that. It's quite interesting. Bear with me as I channel, because I'm trying to like, you see beyond this realm. Use that as your tool is the message here. The Fae are around me, like, it's the Fae coming through, honestly, that's how it's coming through, and the elemental realms. And it's like, you've already opened your eyes to like this side of of reality. You can now use that. You can now walk with 1 foot in here and 1 foot there. And I'm being shown Coraline, the movie Coraline, where she goes in and out from one world to the other, and the cat goes from one world to the other, and in one world the cat doesn't speak, but in the other world it does, and she has that little stone that she looks through to see the reality of things. So there's something here about, like, I feel like you guys have activated psychic gifts. I feel like you guys have activated psychic abilities. And do you know what I think is happening right now while I'm being shown a portal? You guys may have gone through a big ascension. You guys could have gone through an ego death. Guys could have gone through a Kundalini awakening. You guys could have gone through a very big awakening and gifts coming through and all of that. And you guys may be hearing the call or being brought back into the physical realm to kind of crack on with the physical world. And the Fae and these energies are coming through like, you were always meant to do that, but bring the tools with you. Because you opened up to that now, you're aware of that, you're actually learning to balance. If you go too far into that realm of, you know, the 5D or whatever, and I was saying this with pile number 1, you lose your feet because you're not grounded in reality. But if you go too far in the grounded reality, you forget to see beyond and you get stuck with limitations. You have cleared the way that was stopping you from doing that, so you now have the tools of seeing beyond. You now have the tools, your psychic gifts, your abilities. So when you're coming back into the groundedness, maybe you're starting a new job, maybe you're starting to get social again, maybe you're opening up to relationships, maybe you are you know, getting fit and focusing on the physical body, whatever it is, it's like, use this as your tool to see all. It doesn't mean that the gifts that you have on this side, the spiritual gifts on this side that maybe you've activated, it doesn't mean that now you're going into the physical world, oh well, they don't matter anymore and I was just being a bit, you know, out there. Use them, tie them together. The reason that you had your eyes open to that and the reason you went through that awakening is so that you can use that. They're meant to be used in unison. You can be logical and have that balance, but also bring through that frequency. They don't have to fight. Like, maybe you guys have been waking up to maybe a more logical side, and maybe you've been busy in the physical, and maybe that side of you is battling that other side where it's like, I can't be too spiritual, and that doesn't, and you know, and that makes sense why the elemental realm would be coming through, because a lot of people, you know, they can be connected to spirit, but the minute they hear about the tree people and, you know, the stone people, it's like, whoa, that's woo woo. And I understand how it can come across as woo woo, but there's a balance here, and I think that's why they're coming through, because it's like, that's a part of you, and tying them together is where you're going to weave moving forward. When we look too far into one lens, we get lost. And I feel like there's something here about maybe you've been battling your spiritual side or been struggling to see things through a higher perspective. And there's a reference of like, you don't have to close the book on either side. You use them together to be able to see all. That's the point. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm being shown here. And that's why these energies are coming through. The Fae are coming through like really strong. Like, I'm being shown the Fae, tree nymphs, and the gnomes. Like, I'm being shown like elements like that, but I'm being shown specifically that coming through really, really strongly, because I just feel like your energy resonates with them. I actually feel like you're a piece of them. It wouldn't even shock me if your soul is like a part of that realm, because I feel like when you incarnate, you feel very connected to that frequency, because that is your frequency. So there's a reference of, you can stay in this frequency but also be grounded and be logical while learning to balance and weave. So that's what I'm being shown, because I feel like where you're at right now, you're entering this new beginning, and it's like there's room for it all. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what it's like? I see people sometimes, and it's like when they connect with spirit, and it's like they'll have this idea, because everything has to have an aesthetic and a vibe. It's like, oh, spirituality is meditating every day and crystals and no ego and all of this, and they'll get into that, and then they'll almost like judge when people like have a level of an ego, which are meant to have an ego as a human being, and they'll judge when people like wear makeup or do this or do that. And it's like, both can exist, and you'll, on a spiritual journey, you'll go through so many phases where you'll be super connected to spirit, and you won't maybe want to wear makeup and do whatever because you're just endows in an energy. But then there'll come a time where it's like, actually, I want to build up the ego, I want to build that, and it doesn't mean that the other part was wrong. You're on a journey, and there are seasons to it, and you're meant to have fun and be colorful and paint and do all of that at the same time. There's meant to be a balance, and I think that the Fae are around you really strongly. And if you connect, I'm saying Fae because that's what's coming around more strongly, fair in the norms, like that energy. But if you connect more with the stone people or the water spirits, use that, is what I'm saying as well, because they all feel like they're around me. I feel like they're guiding you right now, because it's like I'm hearing like faith, trust, and pixie dust, and I'm being shown like Tinkerbell where she sprinkles her dust, and it's like, don't forget you have the pixie. Do you know what's reminding me of? The Peter Pan with Robin Williams, where Peter Pan goes back to his, like, back to normal world. He leaves Neverland and he grows up and he becomes this adult, and he kind of forgets the magic. And of course what happens is Huck takes his kids and he has to go back, but he doesn't remember his inner child. He doesn't remember all of that. He's like, you know, I can't fly, but he can fly because Tinkerbell had the pixie dust, and he needed to remember all of that. That movie may be significant. That movie may bring stuff, like, bring a message to you. But by the end, you know what I mean? He's playing with the Lost Boys. He's wearing his Peter Pan outfit. He's flying, you know what I mean? And he believes in Tinkerbell and again, and he activates that back. And there's this reference of, like, you dropped your pixie dust. Like, you dropped your little dust. Like, you forgot that magic is in you. Like, you are going to need this, you know what I mean? Like, you're building up this reality, but this is also a part of you. You're going to need the pixie dust. You're going to need this. There's a reason that it's there. And that's the reference here. Like, don't forget that. Don't forget your pixie dust when you need it. When you feel stuck, when you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, use the pixie dust. Like, use that coralline little stone if that one works better for you. You know what I mean? Use your magic wand. You have that up your sleeve. That's the guidance that they're bringing through, that coming through to kind of remind you of that higher perspective. Because I feel like maybe you've been doing the shadow work, you've been focused on maybe purging, or maybe you've been starting to build up, because I'm being shown building. So maybe you've been building up your reality, and of course that starts in your roots. So that can start in clearing the clutter, and then maybe making moves, buying the house, buying the car, starting a different job. And maybe you've been focused on that, you know, a lot. So there's this reference of the pixie dust. That's what's going to get you activated and have you see things from a higher perspective. That's what's going to bring you back into a frequency. Like, that's what they're guiding you with right now. I feel like they're coming in to remind you that that is a part of you too. And I feel like they're helping you. I wonder if you've been stuck or just feeling like, what do I do now? Or you've been more in the logical phase, because they're coming through, and I feel like that's their energy around you this year of, like, reminding you of the pixie dust. They're coming in like Tinkerbell and the Lost Boys. Like, do you remember? You need this. Because if you get to, you know, like Peter Pan when he was in the real world, and he didn't even show up to his kids' play, you know what I mean? He was just always black and white. And, you know, when he comes back from Neverland, he's excited. He's excited to see the kids and the wife, and he's having fun, and that oomph is back. And they're reminding you of the oomph, which is the pixie dust. I keep being shown like a little vessel of gold dust. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Let's pull some oracle cards and get deeper. Pile number, I'm going to lay all the oracle cards and then I'll channel. So pile number 2, what guides are around my pile number 2s right now? It's so interesting that when I tapped in I saw nothing, but I was just like on the grass, and I was like, nothing's around me right now. Everything's just, I don't have a guide around me right now. Everything's just plain and whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, the crow is my guide, the grass is my guide, the water, everything's breathing, everything's moving, everything has life, everything's a part of me, everything's around me. And then I look up and there's just energy and beings all around me, and I'm like, oh my god, I wasn't looking. Avatar may also be a film that could spark you right now. The movie Avatar, that could also be something that will spark you. Pile number 2, what guidance do my pile number 2's guides have for them right now? We have Be Candid, throat chakra energy. The back of the deck we have priorities. Maybe you've just been bogged down with life, because maybe if you were starting something from the beginning, it required a very grounded, logical side of you, which is fine. And I'm thinking of the apple as well, like when Eve bit the apple, you know, and the knowledge and all of that. Like, that's just what the apple's reminding me of there. Pile number 2. What guidance do my pile number 2's guides have for them right now? Root chakra. Ground and center. Okay. In the back of the deck you have vulnerability. Let me pull these ones. Pile number 2. What guidance and messages do my pile number 2s? Apologies as well if this one was a little choppy, because I tap into you guys' energy when I start. When it was first coming through, it almost felt like I was trying to create a logical sense of it. Like I felt like I was trying to look too hard at the logic of the messages coming through, and then it was like I loosened up. So I feel like that's actually the energy they're helping you with right now, is loosen up and play. I'm thinking of like Bridge to Terabithia as well. Pile number 2. What guidance do my pile number 2's guides have for them right now? I love this reading. We have learning new skills. Education is the most powerful personal resource you can use to change your life and the world. We have gratitude at the back of the deck. Could be like inner child healing as well. I wonder if when you were young you were very connected to like potions and fairies and, you know, aliens and other worlds and realms, because I just think that's where your soul, when your soul, like your higher self, looks at Earth, it sees all. So it sees the other realms that human beings don't see. And I feel like it connects with the other realms on Earth. And I think other incarnations you've had on Earth, like past lives, you've also been connected to those other realms. You know what I mean? I just heard a ting in the background, so I'm going to take that as confirmation. Let's get the last cards down, and then I'll channel these. Pile number 2. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. What guidance and messages do my pile number 2s? You're actually, some of you guys may be very sensitive with like what you eat. Your body may be very sensitive to like substances, if you know, and foods and drinks and things like that. Your environment, you feel very clairsentient. Your body feels very sensitive to me. You take on the energy of the food you eat, I feel. Pile number 2, that's just something coming through. I see in past lives you've worked with elixirs, like you worked with like plant medicine. Wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. One more card, please, spirit guides. Let me move these up like that, so that. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. Do you know what? I was going to wait till Sunday to post this. I'm going to post it this evening, I think. Time for a beginner mind. That's what we have as well. The back of the deck is tend to the small things. I feel like that's what you've been doing though, like physical work. So be candid. What do we have here? Why do we have be candid, please, spirit guides? Why is be candid here? Why is be candid here? Do you guys like to sing or speak? I don't know. I just feel like speech therapy or like talking aloud. I'm hearing like music as well, like voices and sounds. I don't know why that's like coming through to me. Why is that coming? I just feel like you take on vibrations. There's something I'm being shown with that card where it's like, I'm hearing like sound baths in the background, but then I'm being shown, there's someone on YouTube, I always forget her name, so please comment her name down below if you know who I'm talking about. She sings like literally like opera, but it's like healing from her voice. She just sits there. There's normally a guy playing like an instrument sometimes as well, and she just sings like the most high frequency beautiful notes. It's like light language, and she just sings, and it just activates something like within the body, within the soul. It's so beautiful. There's something here about listening to sounds, but I feel like I want to listen to sounds from other people or even sounds from animals, because there's frequency and messages there. I don't know why that's resonating. I feel like that could help you like clear clutter in your brain. That's just something coming through. Another one is Heather from Activation Vibration. She does like a lot of meditations as well, where she does like light language. She has this heart chakra activation where there's like light language. I think I actually have one in my playlist on my YouTube. I think I have like a meditation playlist. I made it public, and I'm sure I have one of hers there. It's the heart chakra one. And she speaks light language, and it just activates something, you know, within, and that's what's coming through. I don't know why. I just feel like there's something there that could guide or help you, or there's something about like listening to others speak, listening to other people's activate, you know what I mean? That could be really helpful for you right now. I don't know what that's about. Could just be animals, and they know the noise they make, or this could be like, you know, like people that are connected to spirit and they uplift you and help you tap into things. There's something there I'm being shown. I'm also being shown the book The Faraway Tree, if that gets the mind wondering. If you've never read it, it's like a tree, and they go up the tree and they meet all these different characters, and it's just a lot that goes on inside that. It's like a massive tree and loads of things happen. Yeah, I've heard there's a movie adaptation coming of that, if anyone's interested. It's quite exciting. But yeah, I'm being shown that book. Why do we have root chakra, grounded, and center? That's what I feel like you've been doing. I feel like you've been clearing the roots. You've been tending to the garden. I feel like you've been clearing and doing the work. I feel like you've been... Because when you think of the early chakras, like the root chakra to the solar plexus, they're connected to our early years of life. And I just feel like there's been a reset there. And I feel like you've been focusing on the practicality, and now it's like, okay, now add the gold dust. I think that's what's coming through, because if you look, the sun's beaming down on these energies here as well, which is really beautiful. Turn knowledge into wisdom. You've learned so much. I feel like you've connected so deeply. I feel like you've had activations. I feel like you've had psychic gifts come through. Don't put them aside. They're there as your tools. That's the whole point, that you activated them. Use them when you need them. Don't feel like, oh, I can't use this. I can't look at it from that perspective. They're meant to be woven together, to balance each other like yin yang, and to be used as tools. So use that wand. Use that little coralline rock. You know what I mean? Use the pixie dust. Use it because you attained it. And it's there to help. It's there to help you guide. And it's like psychedelics, you know, it's like plant medicine. You're not meant to take the plant medicine and every single day that you wake up and every single night that you go to bed and constantly be in a state of downloading. But you take it, you go through that period where you retain the knowledge, and then you use it in the world, you know? Like, if you think about the Egyptian pyramids, you know, they connected to spirit, they connected to these beings, these light beings, they brought the codes down, they brought the frequencies down, and then they did something with it. And that's what is the message here. It's like, we're helping remind you of the pixie dust, we're helping remind you of the coralline rock, the wand, whatever it was, we're helping you, like, remind you of that, so you can use it. Time for a beginner mind. Yeah, it's like, I feel like you're building something new up. So you're learning to adjust with all the guidance that you have and everything that you've attained, learning new skills. I wonder if you've been tapping into other aspects of life that like has required a different version of you, and you haven't yet used the pixie dust on that yet. Maybe you've been tapping into, you know, your fitness, maybe you've been building a business, maybe you've been busy in a relationship and building a connection, like whatever it is, there's been a need for you to be present for that, but like now it's time to bring the pixie dust, like now it's time to add that layer. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. I feel like you're entering a new phase of life. I feel like you're in a very new state. I literally feel like we know what Alice did when she went into Wonderland, but what does she do after it? What did she do when she came back to normal life? How was her mindset? What did she do? What did her world look like after that? You know, what did Coraline do when she defeated the other mother? What did her life look like after that? What happened, you know? When Peter Pan comes back from Neverland, you know, what does he do? And in that movie that I was saying about Peter Pan, he forgot about the pixie dust. He forgot about Neverland. And he didn't use the wisdom from that, and life got a bit stuck for him. So he got reminded of it. And that's the you know, the elemental realm coming around you right now. Like, we are here too. And you have that pixie dust. If you feel stuck, you can just use it, you know. You literally have the wand. That's why you went through the journey. And that's what they're helping you navigate right now. I feel balancing those things up. Yeah. So pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what guides are around you right now, what they're assisting with, what they're aiding you with, what they're helping you walk through in life right now. So you guys chose the butterfly. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we will move on to your oracle cards. I couldn't get my words out then. Okay, pile number 3, please spirit guides. Pile number 3, my butterfly pile. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, please spirit guides. What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? Strong female energy coming through. Queen of Wands. What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? Ace of Cups. Pile number 3. The Hermit. Back of the deck is the Moon. I'm not shocked the Moon's come through, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to put it on here. I'll just show you a snippet of the Moon, just because the imagery, they are nude, and YouTube don't like that. So I felt a really strong feminine energy come through for you guys. I'll tell you exactly what I saw. So as I was tapping in, I kept smelling the ocean, and then I felt like I was underneath the ocean, and I was being shown like I was right at the bottom of the seabed, and I was like where the sand is, and I was being shown like bits of shell with sand over them, and you know, little bits of I don't know what them shells are called. You know, the long shells, and they're like this. I forgot what they're called. They like open up. I can't remember. They're like long lines. I don't know. I was being shown them, and I was being shown them moving around like with water, and then I felt like I was very primal in my energy, and I was being shown like, and if you've ever seen Mean Girls, there's scenes throughout the movie, because Katie used to live in Africa and she talks about the animals, but there's scenes throughout Mean Girls where the kids in the school turn into like animals, and they're like, wah! You know, like fighting like as cats and dogs and stuff, and but lions and stuff, and it's very primal. And then I was being shown like a female like on a beach, very focused on the ocean, and she was like in a primal energy of like, these are my feelings, this is who I am, and like I'm like dancing and I'm moving and I'm connected to my body, but then I'm also screaming when I need to scream, and there's like, I'm feeling everything, I'm raw and I'm feeling, and that's what I'm being shown in your energy right now. There's a strong female energy. For some of you guys, this is a deity, a female deity around you, especially that may be connected to the water. Just because the water is coming through. For some of you, I'm hearing Mary Magdalene. This is a motherly energy. I heard Oshun for some of you guys. I always say the name wrong. Hecate. I can't remember how to say the name. I'm so sorry, but that is a deity coming through. I'm being shown one, and I don't think I know this one, but it's starting with an O. So whoever would resonate, the name is starting with O. I can't think. It's making me think of like Ophelia or something like that. Like I'm being shown an O. Anyway, I'm being shown a lot of female energy. And then I literally feel like where I am, this is literally what I'm being shown. I'm sat like I'm on a beach, and there's feminine beings around me. There are female energies around me, and they're like dancing around me. It's like primal, fiery. These are my emotions. This is who I am in my raw state. Like this is me. And I almost feel like I'm connecting you and reconnecting you back to your inner divine feminine. Again, if you're watching this and you know you don't register as a female, it's just your inner divine feminine energy. But for those of you who are watching this and you know you are female, it's the inner divine feminine energy, but it could also just be your femininity and you know your womanhood as well. That's what I'm being shown. There's motherly deities and motherly beings around you, like nurturing you right now. I keep being shown water. I feel like I'm being taken care of as well. I wonder if you haven't had people in life, or maybe in your earlier life, mother you and really sit with you, because I'm thinking of like big sister energy, where like you give them the advice and you sit with them and you let them feel their feelings. I wonder if you've had to go through that on your own. Maybe you don't have an older sibling like that. You had to experience your feelings on your own, and you've had to bury your feelings, or you've maybe had feelings come up but you felt like I shouldn't be feeling these and you batted them back down. Oh, Kali's coming through, Goddess Kali. I feel rage and frustration and my feelings, and this is how I feel and all of it, and it's like it's coming through me, and it's like that's who I am. And the way I'm speaking behind the camera, my arms are moving like out, like my arms are out and I'm open, and these feelings are coming through and I'm just feeling them, and I feel supported. There's this divine feminine energy around me, and I feel supported, and I can cry and I can release and I can get all of this out. Like it's the way what I'm being shown is the other day, my sister could be watching this. My sister's having a bit of body trouble, and my sister doesn't show her emotions, and she came in and I saw tears in her eyes, and I was like, just come here. And I could see her try to battle and hold her tears in, and I just grabbed her in my arms, and she just cried in my arms, and she just let it out. And I have to describe that feeling. That's what I feel coming through for you guys. It's like, let it out, the frustration, the anger, the upset, get it out. And I feel like I'm on a beach and my body's moving and I'm running around and I'm kind of crashing out on the beach, but it needs to come out. These are my feelings. And I'm picking the sand up and I'm throwing it in the air, and I'm like, but it's like it almost feels like a ceremony. There's fire around me, and I'm like, this is how I feel, and I'm allowed to express this, and this is how I feel, and this emotion and that emotion. And I keep being shown like strong feminine energies. I'm seeing somebody wipe my tears. I'm seeing somebody like hold my hair. I feel like I'm being held. I feel like there's more than one. Like there's more than one feminine energy around you. Like there's female guides. I wonder if this is your female ancestors, because I see you and I'm being put in the energy. So I feel very held right now. I feel like I'm sat. There's fire elements around me. There's water elements around me, and there's females around me, and they're dancing around me and they're chanting, and it's like a ceremony, and they're like almost like praying for me, and yes, get it out, and taking on the energy for me and helping me clear it. That's what I'm being shown. But there is a strong feminine energy. I'm now being shown Aphrodite. There is a strong feminine energy around you, a deity, but then there's also like female ancestors and just female guides around you that are helping you do that. There is also someone, this is only going to resonate for some of you guys, there was a mother in a past life that you would have been close with that I feel is around you. There's like a female energy that feels connected to a past life that I feel is around you and like almost mothering you at the same time. Because I almost feel like that energy right now is almost like needed. So I'm being shown that female energy, like I'm here. And I think that's why I saw the bottom of the ocean and the shells with bits of sand like that have gone over them, so they're kind of like buried in the sand a little bit, because the water is our emotions and our subconscious. The deeper we go, the deeper we tap into, you know, those emotions at the bottom, and those shells and those bits of rock and all of that at the bottom with the sand over it. I feel like they're emotions that you felt like you couldn't express, you know. Maybe you weren't allowed to cry over a boy. Maybe you weren't allowed to feel jealous or sad. You know, I'm thinking of emotions that are so judged, like jealousy and anger and maybe wanting a bit of attention and a playfulness. And I think they've been demonized at times with you guys. I think people have demonized them for you. Maybe you had a parental figure that demonized them. Maybe you just demonized them yourself because you were growing up on your own and you thought, that's a bad emotion, I shouldn't be feeling that. You're allowed to feel those ways and you're allowed to express those things. And this female energy is coming through to help you express that. I feel like there's a fire in me and it's coming out of me. I feel so primal. I'm being shown Sekhmet. There's so many different deities. You'll know, because when I say a name, it'll light up for you. Whether I'm saying Sekhmet, whether I'm saying Oshun, whether I'm saying, I keep forgetting how to say it, Hecate. Please let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But whatever name I'm saying, Mary Magdalene, you know, Goddess Kali, like, I'm being shown that. I hear Ma Kali. But yeah, I'm being shown all of that because it's like the help that they're around you. I feel like they're helping you. I keep being shown like a fire inside of me. Like, this needs to come out. These are my feelings. This is who I am in my essence. Like, this is me. Because I'm being shown like women, like when we moved in tribes, and the fierceness. I feel like when you've had to be fierce, or if you had to tell people off, or you've had certain feelings, you've been demonized for that fire in you that is so beautiful and such a beautiful part of you. And I feel like it's been demonized within you, because I'm being shown primal lifetimes, and I'm being shown mothers protecting their kids. I'm being shown a fire within. I'm being shown you know, when you think of like female lions and, you know, female animals and stuff, and they're feisty, you know. I'm thinking of my cat Padme. She's feisty. She's the tiny little cat. She's so feisty. And it's like, you're meant to have that. Like, you're allowed to have that. That's a part of you. It's a protective part of you. And it's a fire within you. I'm being shown Isis now. I'm being shown, whenever I know Isis, because I know her eyes. Whenever I connect with her and I see her eyes, I'm like, I know those eyes anyway. I'm being shown Isis. But it's like a fire. It's like, there's a part of you. Let it out. Let it sing. And I feel like these feminine energies are around you right now to help you tap into that. The deity that I'm being shown different souls around you and different deities around you, but for some of you guys, it's about acknowledging your fire and maybe the darker emotions. That's why I keep being shown Ma Kali. Like, feel it, let it out, get it out, you know. And even to this day, when you see images of Ma Kali, like, I saw someone on Twitter trying to demonize her, completely missing the point of who she was, and was like, oh, is this your god, and blah blah blah. Not to me, it was to someone else, and completely demonizing her. And I'm like, if you read the story, you'd know what she was about, but you're just demonizing her when you don't actually know what she represents. That's insane. You know what I mean? But, you know, people do that, and that happens with certain emotions. And I feel like these guides are helping you acknowledge them so they have a place in you. Because the thing is about, and I wanted to do a video on this separate, but I'm going to talk about it now because it just feels like it's coming through. When we're taught to repress heavy feelings when we're young, anger, frustration, hurt, this upset me, whatever it is, we repress it so we don't give it a peace within ourselves. But it's still there, and it's still affecting us. But we don't give it a place within ourselves because we tell ourselves we can't feel that. But it is an emotion that was evoked. It was an emotion that was activated within us, but we don't give it space. And what happens is then it gets brushed under the rug, but that rug gets bigger and bigger and bigger until that house is unlivable, because the rug is 10 meters out of the air, you know, it's up in the sky, all these things underneath it. When we do healing and we give space to these emotions, it's not that piece of our shadow is going away forever. It's not that, oh, our shadow side's gone now. We always will have our shadow side. But when we let our shadow side express the anger, express the frustration, express these feelings, it creates room within us for those emotions and feelings to play out, for them to feel safe, and for them to settle. It creates room within us for bigger emotions to come through. Because when you see people and they get triggered very quickly and all of these things, they were never able to feel the emotions that they felt in childhood, that they felt at a certain time. They were never able to feel them. So what happens is every time the tiniest spark hits that wound, it's everybody's fault and it's chaos. But when we give space to that little feeling and we let it grow and we give it room and we're like, wow, we let it out, we feel into it, we honor it as part of ourselves, what happens then is, because it's got all of that space, the next time somebody comes and they poke over that, you know, wound, we've already given space for that part of ourselves to act, to feel and come out. So that shadow self then can go, oh, that person's triggering this feeling in me. But it's no longer something we're running from or we're getting triggered by, because it's like, I have space within myself to feel the trigger of this, for my shadow self to feel this, and I don't have to react, and it doesn't have to take me out of my energy. I have space in myself to allow that energy to move through me and come out. Whereas before, I didn't create that space within myself. So that was a tiny little wound that it was just causing too much chaos and it was all over the place. But now there's room for it to play out and I can feel through it. I can feel triggered. Maybe my abandonment wounds are triggered, but I can sit with it now. I can feel with it. I honor it. I understand it. I'm going to sit with you. It's okay. It's okay. I know why you're frustrated. Feel the anger. Feel the frustration. Feel the hurt. It's okay. I've got my hand on my heart. I'm okay. You're okay. You're allowed to feel this. That person disrespected you. You're allowed to feel this. It's triggering an abandonment wound. It's okay. Feel it. Frustration, anger. I'm crying. I'm getting it out. And then it's allowed to pass through. And then I'm able to see it from that higher perspective. Whereas before it could have been, it's been triggered within me and now I don't know what to do and now I'm being mean to myself and now I'm going at you and now this is happening and now I'm crashing out and now all of these things. But if we give it room, if we give the feeling room, if we give that part of ourselves room, it can have that part, it can have that space to help me put it into words. You're giving it that space to play out, to feel, to move through. And you're able then to find that wisdom. Because everyone thinks it's shadow work and then it's gone. We're always going to have these things within us. But the more we give it room to flow, the less havoc it's going to cause. You know what I mean? If you give it that room within yourself to play out and feel and it's there, you understand it more. You're able to have more control over it. You're able to look at it and be like, this is something playing out within my energy right now. But it doesn't have to change the way I feel about myself. I don't have to feel unworthy because this person did that. It's triggering a feeling, but I know that I'm worthy. So let me just feel into this a minute. And why am I feeling into this? Well, that person's disrespecting me. Let me feel this disrespect and I'll move accordingly. Whereas before, that disrespect, it could trigger, but there's no room for the feeling to come out and I can crash out and then I don't understand what's going on and everything's murky and everything's all over the place and then I repeat the cycle. But if I give it room, it can play out. I can feel and honor the feeling. I can understand the feeling and I'm able to maybe bring my energy back from whoever's just triggered that. Maybe I'm able to find another understanding because I understand that energy now. I've given it room. I've given it room to play out. I've let it feel. I've let it come out. And that's what this your guides are doing right now. This feminine energy around you. They're helping you make sense of that inner current. But you're a very fiery person. You have a lot of passion. I think you have big feelings. I think you're a very passionate person. And there's something about sitting with my feelings right now and giving them space. And I'm hearing Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. You know, she screams into the air, like she's screaming. She's like, ah, at the end, and it's all rock music. And she's like, ah, like that is what I'm hearing. Letting that fire come out. Let yourself speak. If something's annoyed you or frustrated you, let it out. Give it a moment. Even if you're just speaking it out loud to the air right now in your room or down the beach or in the forest, let it out. Feel these feelings and allow them to teach you. I don't like when that person moves that way. It disrespects me. That person's overstepping a boundary. I don't like the way that, and it's helping you understand why that's triggering you and if that energy is fit for you, and you know, if you want to continue dealing with that energy, if you want that person around you, or if you know you're able to move with it, then you know what I mean, and move accordingly once you've given it that space. So that's what I'm being shown. Let's pull some more cards. Pile number 3. Pile number 3s, please. Pile number 3s. Such a raw primal energy coming through of your feelings. Pile number 3s. And even if you're not female watching this, like, that's still an energy around for you. Like, as a male, you need a mother too. You need to understand your emotions too. You need to work through them too. You know what I mean? You need to have an essence of that energy around you. You have a mother for a reason. And if you didn't have a mother for a reason, maybe those emotions are hard for you. And that's why this energy is around you right now. You know? Pile number 3. It's like you're being mothered and held as you express your own feelings and rawness, and I see you asserting like a boundary. Like I see you learning, like feeling something. This makes me feel like this. This is my boundary now moving forward. There's this female energy helping you connect with your power, Listen to your fire. I feel like sometimes you've got triggered by people and things, and you've gone, well, I can't be as, you know, as aligned as I thought I was. Oh, well, I can't have moved on as much as I thought I did. Oh, I've just gone back to the basics. It's like, no. When something's evoked within you, there's something within you telling you this isn't right, this is hurting, I don't like the way this is moving. Feel the emotion first, give space, and then you'll be able to look at, why did that happen? What did that evoke within me? Why did I feel that way? What caused the anger? Was I being disrespected? Did I not like how that person was moving? Was that making me confused and triggering me? Okay, so let's have a conversation with that person, or let's tailor that situation, and let's make sure that doesn't happen again. And if it does happen again, well, you're going to have to go, because we've had that conversation. I put that boundary in now. Tapping you back into your power and your essence. This deity is doing. I wonder if you've called on her. It's a her. I wonder if you've called on her, your energy's called on her, or it's something you're learning, so they're coming to aid you. Pay attention to whatever deity or being is showing themselves to you. This could also already be a deity you work with, and they're just helping you through it right now. If you're still unsure, I'm being told for you to meditate and ask permission beforehand. Like, sit in meditation and be like, can you show the deity that's around me or wanting to work with me, can you sit with me and show me? I'm being shown Artemis. Can you sit with me and can you show me like who you are, or give me an inkling to take me, or even if it's not in this meditation right now, as I go out into the world, show me a sign of you. You know, maybe you'll be shown a symbol that represents them. So let's say you're being shown a dove, then it's Aphrodite. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being shown that. I'm being shown a bumblebee as a symbol. But I feel like it's instant as well. I don't know why. I keep being shown like I'm trying to show you I'm here. There is a female entity, like a female being from a past life that is like your guide. And is mothering you though. Like a mother in you. I'm seeing somebody crying, and it's like, let me hold you, or let me like wipe your tears away. We have guidance here. There's more than one. Like, I'm being shown you, and then it's like other beings around you. It's not just you. Pile number 3. What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? We have Journey to Wholeness. I'm just going to have to cover her. I don't want to, but YouTube like to censor. Journey to Wholeness. Okay, let me get the other cards down and then I'll channel these messages for you. Pile number 3. See how the butterfly, you chose the butterfly opening the wings? This is me. I'm not playing small with my emotions. I have big emotions and I'm allowed to follow them. I'm allowed to follow my instincts. If something is frustrating me, I'm allowed to do that. If I want to, you know, I'm being shown somebody in a relationship and it's like, I feel like I'm telling myself that I'm being needy, but I just want a connection with that person. I'm telling myself that I'm wanting too much, but I literally just maybe wanted a text back, or I literally just wanted to feel safe. There's something here where I feel like you're honoring something, but then it's almost like I've got to play small, and it's like, no, you need that. It's a need. That's your need. I feel very strict with it too. It's like, that's your need. Listen to that. Pile number... So fierce. There's such a fierce energy coming through. We have angel warriors. Angels oversee your life and protect you. There's more than one energy around you. Final cards, please, spirit guides. Pile number... I'm just going to move these up like that. Pile number 3, please. What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? Falling everywhere. Pile number 3. Dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. Pile number 3, one more card. What guides are around my pile number 3s right now? Wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Back of the deck is flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. Okay. So first of all, we have guidance. Like I said, I do feel, you may be seeing 3. Oh, you may be seeing angel numbers a lot because we've got 333, we've got 3333, and then we've got 22. So you may be seeing master numbers a lot. So like 1111, 2222, 3333, 2444, all of them. But I mean, we've got 33 here and 33 here. And when we think of like 3 and 3, it's 6, it's Venus energy, you know. I feel like sometimes I feel like you feel imbalanced, but it's because I feel like you put down your emotions at times, maybe sometimes without realizing it. I shouldn't be feeling this way, I shouldn't be triggered, I shouldn't have this sparked within me, I shouldn't be feeling excited, I shouldn't want love, I shouldn't want, like, you're allowed to feel everything that you're feeling. I don't know what just fell. You're allowed to feel everything that you're feeling. And I feel like these females, these energies are helping you kind of like listen to that fire because it's a part of you and it's not a mess. Like your emotions are, I keep seeing you like having normal like emotions or a normal reaction to something and then telling yourself, oh my God, I'm a bit of a mess right now. Oh my God, I shouldn't be feeling this way right now. Oh my God, I'm crashing out right now. Oh my God, this is too much right now. I think I have this wrong with me. I think I have this wrong with me. This isn't, and it's like, no. Feel that. Let yourself feel this. Stop putting yourself down. Feel this. Sit with it. Hold space for it. You're allowed to feel this. Somebody's just disrespected you. Somebody's just overstepped a boundary. You have a wound here and it's been hit. Listen to the wound. Sit with it. I feel like I want to cry, but it's like I want to hold you and cry. I want to take on your tears for you. I want to hold you in my arms, and I want, like, I think that's why I was being shown me cuddling my sister, because that's how I feel. The energy I'm in right now, it's putting me there of like, I want to wrap you in my arms and be like, you're okay. It's reminding me if you saw Wicked, when Elphaba, she does this dance in their what's it called, the ballroom thing, and people are making fun of her because the hat she has on and the little dance she's doing, and obviously she must feel so insecure then and embarrassed and all of these feelings, but she holds it in and she continues to do this dance while they're all watching her. And Ariana Grande's character, Glinda, obviously feels so bad because she's kind of the reason that Elphaba's there and people are making fun of her, and she goes and dances with her, and there's this beautiful dance that they do, and Glinda grabs Elphaba, starts to cry, and Glinda like wipes her tear and holds her face, and she says it's okay, and it made me cry when I watched it. I was like, oh my God. But that's the energy here. It's like you're allowed to feel these feelings. They're your feelings. You're allowed to be frustrated. You're allowed to feel angry. You're allowed to want love. You're allowed to be a bit needy. You have needs. What is needy anyway? You have needs. What is that? You know what I mean? You have a big heart. You need to express these feelings. They're your feelings. They're a part of you. They've been a part of you. From, I want to cry. I feel like I want to cry. From the minute you came here, I feel like you're such a sensitive soul, like all of you. And I feel like you have beautiful feelings. And I think that you feel so deeply. And I feel like you've had to bury it in. And then it's almost felt too intense for you. And it's like, I shouldn't be feeling this. But you're being called to give it space. You're allowed to love. It's okay to want to love. And it's okay to feel sad and be angry and frustrated and get annoyed at things if people are taken from you, because I see you saying, for some of you guys, if I was in that position, I wouldn't have done that, you know? So you're allowed to feel that way. And this female energy is just around you. I feel like I'm cloaked in just love. Like I feel like there's just this feminine energy mother in me right now, and it's like getting out and nurturing me. Like it's okay, you know? You're allowed to feel these things. And that's what I'm being shown. Like, this is your fire. Don't suppress these needs and demonize these parts of yourself. That's the message coming through. Because that's what guidance and journey to wholeness is. Because if you look at her, I mean, the actual image, which I had to cover up, she's just bare-chested. So she's like all out, her feelings, it's like all out. And look at the color around her, like the colors of your emotions. Like, emotions are on a spectrum. We have so many of them. They're feelings that need to be expressed, and let it out is the message here. Feel all of these feelings. If you want to feel beautiful, that's okay. And if you want to feel angry, that's okay. And if you feel like you want this or that, and if you want a bit of attention or that's okay. You're okay. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to feel them. And it's a very protective energy, because then we have angel warriors. Angels oversee your life and protect you. And if you see the pillars here, there's these two winged beings looking over you, and they're looking over what is this waterfall. So your emotions are being very protected right now. There's such a feminine energy protecting you. If you see the two pillars of the beings there, they're on top of where that little waterfall is. It's like you're allowed to feel these. And I see healing energy coming through and wisdom coming through as well, because if you see the water, it's going through these clouds, and the clouds are purple, so it's making me think of the crown chakra energy. And whenever I see that turquoise white energy, it reminds me of like source frequencies coming through, very healing, soothing energies coming through. And that's what I'm being shown, going into the crown chakra, because it's like there's wisdom coming through from these emotions too. And I feel like you're being very protected in whatever it is that you're feeling right now. And then we have truth transcends illusion. The initial trigger when we feel hurt and anger and frustration, when we feel that trigger, we can only look at it through the wounded eyes. So it's like, you're out to get me, you're doing this, blah, 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 blah. But once we feel and we let that version of ourselves feel that person hurt us, and that person's doing this, and that person's doing that, once we've given it space and we feel it, we're able to acknowledge it from a higher perspective, where it's like, you really dislike yourself right now and you're projecting that onto me. You don't know how to care for yourself right now. This is why you don't know how to care for me. You don't know how to access your own emotions right now. That's why you're demonizing mine. And you're able to see it from that higher perspective and reach a level of understanding. And that's what's happening right now. They're helping you purge some heavy emotions. And again, turn knowledge into wisdom. So that's what you're doing. You're finding the wisdom in these emotions. And they're helping you do that. They're helping you balance your fire. And ignite that fire. Because all emotions are teaching us something. Like they even say, like, the root of anger is usually fear. You know what I mean? I'll bare my soul a little bit and explain something. I don't speak to my brother. And me and my brother had a very, very, very difficult childhood. So we did not have parental energy looking out for us at all. And obviously as I got older, I decided to do healing, and I to do the work that I do now. You guys know me, like that's the work I do. And I've been able to balance that. And sadly, my brother chose a different route, and he kind of became a byproduct of the environment we grew up in. And as we were getting older, when we first stopped to speak, he became very violent, and there was always aggression, and I had to cut him off. And there was one time that I saw him back in, I think it was 2020. And I always saw, because he'd been physical and stuff like that, so I always saw him as this angry, nasty, horrible person towards the end. And I saw him in 2020, and I'd done, a lot of healing even leading up to that point. And something triggered him, and he was screaming in my face. And for the first time, because there wasn't this wounded part of myself wanting to fight back or protect or run away, it was just, for the first time, I was just looking at him properly. And instead of seeing this angry, horrible person, and he is a very aggressive person, that's why he's not in my life, but what I saw through it. And what I saw was a very scared, sad little boy. A very frightened little boy. And I was able to see it. But I had to calm my own storm and feel my own rage and process that. Protect that part of me to be able to see it from that wisdom of where it was actually coming from. And it actually helped me kind of when I say not villainize him, I mean he's not the best human being, so there's still like a villainization, but it helped me understand, because I know where he came from the same environment as me, and I know those wounds because I had them myself and I had to purge them. So it helped me see it from a deeper perspective, and I feel like that's what these guides are helping you do, because when we feel that, we process it, we're able to see why that person hurts us and that person does this. And it doesn't mean we allow them back in, especially if they're not safe people to allow back in. But if it's just something minor, you know, we can build again, or we can put boundaries in and express and, you know, see where it goes. But yeah, I feel like that's what these guides are helping you do right now. Feel into heavier emotions, and your needs are your needs, and you're allowed to feel this way and that way and this way and that way. You're allowed to. And I think that's what they're helping you with right now. Yeah, so pile number 3, that is what I have for you. I think that was a bit of a long one. I hope it resonated, and I hope you got everything you needed from the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what guides are around you right now and what are they assisting you with. So you guys chose the aquamarine. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So I was going to say oracle beings, oracle cards. So yeah, let's get in. So pile number 4, please spirit guides, my aquamarine pile. Tap me into my pile number 4s, please spirit guides. What guides are around my pile number 4s right now, and what are they assisting with? What guides are around my pile number 4s right now? And what are they assisting with? Pile number 4. Hang on. We have death. What guides are around my pile number 4s right now, and what are they assisting with, please? What guides are around my pile number 4s right now? 4 of Wands. What guides? Oh, God, that's just run away from me. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. If I have a bit of a stuffy nose, pile number 3's pile was very cathartic, and I held space for some emotions, and of course I cried, so my nose is a little stuffy, but apologies. Okay, death, 4 of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles, and then we have Temperance at the back of the deck. What guides are around my pile number 4s right now? What guides are around my pile number 4s right now? I'm being shown like a computer lab. It's quite interesting. So I'm being shown like, and this is my human brain making sense of it, obviously. I've got you, and it's like your higher self. And imagine like that energy being like an office room, and then imagine you've got like somebody at the front desk taking calls, you've got like somebody working on admin, you've got like people printing and filing things, you know, you've got a whole office booming. That's what I'm picking up when it comes to your guides. Like, I feel like there's a lot going on right now, because I just feel like you guys are the type to like, you work on 10 things at once, and that's not even like energetically. I feel like that's your soul just in other incarnations as well. Like, I see your soul just being very busy, but then I also just feel like that molds into your life in this reality, where I feel like you may have 2 jobs, you may have like a job and then a side hustle, you may just have a lot of things going on, maybe you have like a social life, but then you do a lot of healing, and then you need time to yourself, and maybe your business, or if you have your own business or whatever, there's lots of elements to it, because right now there's just like a lot, and I'm being shown like an office room, and then I'm being shown it like from a spacey perspective, so I'm being shown like a celestial thing. So now I'm like up in the air in a spaceship, and there's a whole crew, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, pile number 4 down there, and you know, they're also over there in the Pleiades, and they're also over in Sirius. There's a lot going on right now, and then there's just like somebody at the desk like taking calls, like yeah, they can be your guide for about 3 hours, but They can help you work through this, but their energy's over here for a second, so just wait a sec, and then I can, you know, send their energy over there, and they can help you with that, like taking calls. I don't know what that's about, like this is really interesting what I'm being shown, but it's like funny at the same time. There's just like a lot going on, and it's interesting because I'll normally be shown like this guide, that guide, but like I feel like I've been taken way up to your like starseedy energy, your energy beyond that again, where your energy's just larger, and it's like I'm projected all over the place. I'm a busy person. That's what I'm being shown, because I don't know why as well, the way that I'm looking at it, I feel it's turned into a bit of a Akashic reading, to be honest. I'm being shown like screens on a board, and like imagine it like different movies. So like think of like an actor that's done loads of different types of movies, like I'm thinking of somebody that has range, not somebody that just does the same role all the time. Who has range? Who has done all kinds of roles? I'm trying to think. Who has done... What actor has done different types of roles? I don't even know. I don't know why I'm thinking of like Leonardo DiCaprio, and is like, oh, he's on Titanic there, but here he's Romeo and Juliet, and, you know, here he's The Great Gatsby, and... You know, I'm being shown that, like, there's different... I'm projected into different lifetimes, it feels, and I'm not even incarnated there. I'm a guide. I'm helping somebody there, and I'm helping somebody here. That's what I'm being shown. So there's a lot going on. So tap me deeper into that and the guides. See, there's loads of pentacles here as well. What are they assisting currently in this lifetime? What are they not assisting? What are my pile number 4s assisting in this lifetime? I feel like you act like a guide in this lifetime, so I feel like your higher self may be a guide for others, or just show up, and this may happen in your dreams, where like you'll wake up and you're like, last night I crossed somebody over, or last night I helped somebody heal from this, or last night I was watching somebody in Japan do this, and I was sitting with someone in Russia crying on their bed, and I was sitting with somebody in Alaska calling their mother. And like, I feel like you may have dreams like that, because I just feel like you energetically, a part of your soul is like a guide, but then I also feel like you may act like a guide in this lifetime maybe as well, depending on where you're at on a frequency level, because I see people turning to you for guidance too. Like I'm seeing family members come to you. You may be like the agony aunt. Yeah, I'm being shown that. So what are they? Show me the specific guides that are present for this life. It's turned into a bit of a Akashic reading, which is cool. It's going to come through. What guides are around for this lifetime? Can you show me the energies for this lifetime? What are my pile number 4s being assisted with in this lifetime? I feel like you're birthing something in this lifetime. This could be birthing a frequency. This could be birthing a project. This could be birthing, you could be writing a book. You could be writing a movie. It could be just social media content. You could be singing. You could be rapping. You could be producing, playing instruments, art, anything, poetry. You could be learning a specific skill and adding your own element and energy to it to make an advancement of some sort. You could be mixing things together, like science and art, spirituality and psychology. I'm seeing like a science lab, and you're mixing things together. So there's a mixture of things going on. That's why I'm struggling to put my finger on one thing, really. But whatever it is, you're birthing something in this lifetime. There's a seed being sown in this lifetime. There's a crystal being formed in this lifetime that's being put into the earth through you. And I feel like your guides are assisting you with getting that out. So it's like, we need to get into this energy so we can pass this through. We need to tap into this frequency so we can align with this. We need to heal this, because there's a collective of souls that are going to be healing it, and they're going to need some expertise. There's, you know, people are going to need something sparked. Make that movie so it sparks them. People are going to need comfort at that time. Make that song that comforts them. People are going to need the words of wisdom. People are going to need the fun personality, the sparks, the fire, you know, whatever it is. Because I'm being shown somebody like vlogging. I'm being shown like different YouTubers that people watch, like My Fam. If you watch her, she's really good. I like Adele doll. I'm just thinking of ones I watch to just pass people on. You know, and it's like, oh, that person makes me connect to my inner divine feminine. That person connects me to spirituality. That person connects me to fire within me and makes me want to be creative and courageous. And it's, your guides are helping, it's a team around you, and they're helping you tap into frequencies to help with whatever this essence is you're bringing through. And these guides are very, because I'm being shown chess pieces around you. I'm making sure all the chess pieces are in place. That connection needs to come in now. That connection needs to come to a resolute now, or that person needs to realize this now. There needs to be a spark and activation. Put that song, so, you know, send that song to them, make it come on shuffle on their playlist, so they get activated within that. Show them the TikTok, put that post there, give them the angel number, let them have that dream. This needs to be activated. Oh, that past life from the Akashic Records, it needs to come through now. It's aligning with the frequency. They need to meet that person right now. Then there needs to be guidance. Or they need to meet this person, my pal number 4s. They need to meet that person right now. There's guidance they need to pass on to them. So much going on. Because I'm being shown like, I'm being shown The Office. If you watch The Office. And I'm being shown like Pam at the front desk. And I see somebody calling, and it's like, yeah, we're going to need pal number 4s to give this pep talk to this person because they're going through this. And it's like, yeah, I'll check in. And then your higher self's like, yeah, I'll do it. And it's like, okay, cool. And then it's like, you're in the supermarket. This person comes in and you're like, hey, how are you going? And this person's like, I'm going through this. And you're like, you know what? And you start to channel, but you don't realize you're channeling, and you're giving that bit of advice because it's like within you to give, and you're passing it on. And that person's like, oh my God, I really needed that. And then you walk away just thinking, I just met up with a friend in the supermarket. That's all it is. But that person's walking away with a seed planted inside of them, and there's a tree growing, and they're like, I really needed that. I really needed that piece of information. And they do with that information what they need to do. That's what I'm being shown. Like, there's a lot going on here, path 4. This is not what I expected to come through. But there's a lot going on. I feel like there's a lot of guides for different areas of your life. But you feel like, even when I'm tapping into now, it's like, I know what I'm doing. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I just know. I wonder if you channel then. I wonder if, like, you know, like how I just speak? I wonder if you do that. Claircognizant. I never can say it correctly. I just say claircognizant, but sometimes people are mean when I say it like that. I feel like you just have it in a knowing. Because it's interesting. You know how when people connect to spirit, it's like you need to check in, you need to meditate. I feel like you're constantly checked in. Because I just feel like I wake up and I know what I'm doing. I don't need to have the solid meditation routine and this and this and that, because I know what I'm doing and I just follow it. I'm already wired in. I don't need to check in. I wonder if you rarely watch picker cards. I wonder if you rarely get readings. I wonder if, or maybe you'll just go where you're called. You know, oh, that reading's sticking out to me and I'm watching it because I need it. If I need a bit of guidance, I'll sit with myself. I'll call out if I need the guidance, but I feel like you kind of already know. It's interesting. I feel like you know what you're doing, because as I tap into the guides around you, it's like because I'm being shown The Office, and obviously you had like Callie, who was like, I think, admin at the back of The Office, and then you had Michael Scott, who was the manager, and then you had the sales people, and then you had the finance people, and then you had Daryl downstairs in the warehouse. Like, they're all doing their thing, and then you feel like you're the paper company, you know, Dunder Mifflin from The Office. You are the one doing the thing, and they're all just taking care of little things around you. Oh, let's protect them from this. That energy's trying to chuck this at them. Not today. Not today, Satan. Like, you're not doing that. Like, I just see that. It's like, oh, let them know this person's trying to chuck that at them, or giving them a bit of evil eye. Make sure they're wary of that. But it's like you pick up on it anyway. It's like, oh, to where I've got it. I got it. I picked up on that, don't worry. And if you do miss a beat, it's in your dreams. They're like, oh, tonight, give them that dream. Give them that dream and show them this. Let them know that this is what's on the end of that. Let them know this is happening. They'll know what we mean. And then I see you waking up like, oh, I got you. I've got you. You're very tapped in. You're very tapped in. There's a lot going on. You've got like Santa's workshop in your energy. Very interesting. I don't have a specific guide for you because your higher self feels very grand. And I just have a lot around me. There's a elderly being that I'm being shown like coming in and giving you little diamonds. It feels like I'm being shown an elderly woman step forward, because my third eye feels very open, so I'm being shown it clairvoyantly, and there's a female elderly woman that feels ancestral, that's popping in and giving you little gifts and diamonds at times. Here you go, here's a little diamond. Oh, you need this. Here you go. It's reminding me of like if you went to see your grandparents and they gave you some pocket money. It's like an ancestor, like, I know you don't need this, but I'm popping this in for you. I'm giving this for you. Here's a little snack, you know? But I keep wanting to reference that you know what you're doing. Let's pull some cards, more cards. Let's start with these ones, actually. I'm going to move this out here. You know what you're doing. You've got the Temperance card there. You know when you listen to your own inner current, so you know, right, I'm going to heal now. Right, I'm going into my winter phase now. And I know I'm going to come out of it. Oh, I'm going into my spring phase now. Oh, I got to get moving now. I got to rest a second. I can't. And sometimes you might try and push against it, but I feel like you know when not to. I feel like you know your limits. And when you have tried to push against something and there's been tower moments, it's like, of course, I needed to learn that, of course. Maybe you stayed in a job too long, but you knew you needed to leave. Maybe you stayed in a connection too long. You knew you needed to leave. And then there's a tower moment, it's like, yeah, well, I was trying to hold on, but I knew not to. Because I knew not to. I knew not to. That's what I'm seeing you do. I knew that. But these days, I don't see too much of that. It's like, no, I know, I got to step away. I've got to move on. I've got to rest. I've got to spring into action. You know that now. Whereas I feel like with times in the past when maybe you'd hold on to something too long, but you knew while you were doing it. But it's like, I've got to learn the lesson. Because I see in the office, it's like, right, they're holding on too long, but the lesson's going to be learned anyway. So just, you know, let's just help them when they have to let go, sort of thing. Like, that's how it feels. And I see specific guides aiding you in those moments. So show me an example. Right now you feel very like, not that you're not being guided. Like I said, I see a whole workshop, but it's like it's all tending to what it needs to. And then there's like a female ancestor that's given little diamonds and little bits of, you know, guidance and stuff. Animals may be strong around you as well. I just see animals kind of being protected. You're very protected is what I'm trying to say. But then I'm hearing your soul, that goes without saying, I know that. But you, what was I trying to say? I don't see like for pile number 1, there was like a head guide coming through. Pile number 3, there was like a strong female deity coming through. Pile number 4, there was like the elemental realms coming through. You pass through things, I feel. You pass through things. It's like, I'm sure Alice in Wonderland, it's like, oh, there's the Cheshire Cat. I needed that guide for that moment. And then it's like, oh, there's the white rabbit. I needed that guide to spark this. Oh, there's the Queen of Hearts. Needed that. You know, I feel like it's all there. Like, how do I put it into words? Your soul's like, in this moment, I'm going to need this. And in this moment, I'm going to need that. And if I activate this frequency, I'm going to need that. And I see guides there waiting to step forward. But the energy you're in right now, on earth, this is just your earthy energy. It's like, I know what I'm doing, but if I need you, you know, come through. I do see down the line, because I'm being shown like a train track. It's not right now, but it's coming in because the train's moving forward, so it's headed towards me. I'm being shown an unlocking of explain this to me. What am I feeling? Okay, so I have a key to my heart, and I'm looking at everybody else's keys to their heart and I'm learning somebody else's key. So I wonder if that's a friendship or a relationship. I see somebody guiding you through that. The energy coming through, I don't know why I'm being shown a rabbit. I don't know why I'm being shown a rabbit for some reason. I'm being shown the tortoise and the hare, but it's like learning the way of the other one. So like say now your whole life you've been the tortoise and you've like maybe demonized the hare because maybe you needed to. It's like I'm learning the hare. I'm learning the way that they move so I get where they're coming from. So there's something about connections with other people and learning their way, and it's like these are my rules but I'm going to try it your way to just see, because I feel like you're learning something from someone else's perspective. And I wonder if that's because you're entering a relationship or a friendship, or you're just in general co-workers, just people coming in. I'm learning a different way of doing things. It could also be you moving country, I'm being told, and you adapt into a new version of you, and like I have to access a different version of me in this country. Maybe the rules are different, maybe the way people connect are different, you know, there's different societies in the way that they move. Maybe they're more open, maybe they're more closed off. I need to learn that, you know, from them. There's a guide coming through that's going to help you with that. They feel playful, they feel tap me into the energy coming through. I'm not getting masculine or feminine. It's a balance of both. I'm being shown like in The Lion King, where the two, I forgot what animals they were, and they're singing like Hakuna Matata. Like I'm trying out something different. I'm being shown like the Jungle Book, and obviously he's with the animals and he's trying, you know, he's moving different. Like I'm learning something different. I'm trying something different. I wonder if you're going to move to a different country, or if this is just a friendship or relationship. And it could be a friendship or relationship with someone from a different background to you, or they just move very different to you. Maybe you're a lone wolf and you're learning to be with a pack, or maybe you've always been with a pack and, you know, they're teaching you to be independent and be a lone wolf. Like there's something there, but it's not right now, but it's coming in because your frequency is aligning with it, and they're there. It's almost like I'm on a train and then the help is like waiting on the side of the track for when I get off. It's like a masculine, feminine, I'm not getting like a balance, so they're helping you in that moment because I'm getting off the train and they're there. And do you know when you get to like an airport, if you have like a service or something and they're holding up the card with your name on it, that's what I'm being shown. But it's coming in. There's still a moment. There's something adjusting in your frequency to get you there. There's still something you're doing right now. It's coming in when it's meant to. I don't know why I'm hearing Von Dutch by Charlie XCX. I wonder if you're not as social right now, or if you aren't so much of a social butterfly right now, because someone's going to help you get into that and be more of a social person, social butterfly, or just be a bit more, because there's something about your personality being charming or fiery or funny, but it's like, well, we can't see it because it's in the shell, and it's like I'm coming out of the shell. There's a guide coming that's going to help you with that, and then I feel like you're going to meet people that are going to help you with that. That guide's bringing you there. I don't know why I keep hearing Von Dutch by Charlie XCX. I wonder if you're going to be getting out more, because I think it's like a club song. You don't have to go to clubs, obviously. It's just, yeah. Okay. Pile number 4. What guides are on my pile number 4 right now, and what message do they have? Everything's where it needs to be right now, I feel. You're kind of really just listening to yourself. I just hear, thank God. I wonder if you were stubborn at times. I want to go this way, but you knew you were meant to go the other way, and you went that way because you were being stubborn. Because I just heard someone go, thank God. I mean, it's not like The Office, somebody at the desk, I'm like, yeah, thank God. You're listening to your rhythm right now. Understanding. Next card, please. I'm going to lay the oracle cards, then speak, by the way. Pile number 4. What guides are on my pile number 4s right now? Vulnerability. The ring's fallen off, hang on. Pile number 4. I'm hearing Part of Your World by Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And obviously she's in the water, and then she goes onto land, so she's got to learn how to walk with her legs, and you know, that's an adjustment. I wonder if you're moving somewhere. Distractions, control your thoughts and actions to help you stay focused. When you sometimes, because I feel like, okay, your higher self in anyway is very like stubborn, I feel, in the sense of like, it's like a leadership energy, and I feel like you've had lifetimes where you were a leader or you were in charge of something, and I feel like that bleeds into this lifetime where sometimes you can be a little bit stubborn. So like, you may sometimes like battle between, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do this right now, and I feel like anytime you have been knocked off kilter, or you've learned something and it was a bit heavy or whatever, like I just feel like I'm hearing help is on the way, dear, you know. Where's that from? Help is on the way, dear. Who says that? It's Robin Williams, but what was that movie? Help is on the way, dear. Who sings that? I don't know. The minute you feel lost, there is like, I'm being shown Pinocchio when the fairy comes and sings, she doesn't sing A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. What does she sing? When you wish upon a star, help comes to you instantly. You understand why that happened. You get the silver lining. It's like, oh, I'm going to use this to up level. Oh, I found the key in that. I found the lesson in that. And then you jump. You jump where you need to go. All the time. You're always being aided. Because I feel like you know to call out, I feel. You know to call out. I feel like you and my pal that connect with spirit, you the furry friends at the back of the deck. I feel like animals are your guides in this lifetime. I feel like Mother Gaia looks after you, because I just see a lot of animals around you. You may have a lot of animals. You may have a lot of dogs. You may have a lot of cats, a lot of rabbits, chickens. I don't know why I'm thinking of just all different types. But it could also be that they just are drawn to you anyway. You could have a lot of birds where you live. Yeah, I just see a lot of that. Pile number, you understand them. Do you know what it is? You're so receptive. You're receptive to the meaning. There's an owl outside my window. I know why that's there. Okay, there's a spider just come out of hiding at that specific moment that I needed it to. I know why you're there. What message have you got for me? Okay, this is happening. I know why that's happening. You are open to it all, I feel. You're open. You feel like fluid and open and aware. You have that inner knowing. I know that was for me. I know I needed to see that. I know I needed that dream. I know why that came up. Your dreams feel open to me too. Like, your dreams are open in the sense that it's very easy to get a message to you. And sometimes it's not even in a dream. Sometimes it's in a daydream. Sometimes it's in a vision. We have Peacock. Let it shine. Yeah, trust in divine detours. It's like we're stuck in a traffic jam and everyone around me is like, oh my God, traffic. Screaming, shouting, oh, why is this happening? And you're just like, it's meant to be happening right now. Like, there's a reason. There's a rhyme and a reason. Energy flows where it's meant to go. We're okay. You know what I mean? I feel like little things that annoy other people don't annoy you, because you're just like, okay. And the cup fell over, it's spilled on the floor, and who cares? Like, it's a cup. You know what I mean? It's a flow. Like, just clean it up. It's not, we don't need to get frustrated with that. That's how your soul is coming through. It's given very much Neo from the Matrix as well. I know this isn't just it. I know there's more than this. You know what I mean? I know there's more than life, than this life. I know there's a lot of things I can't see right now. You're already in tune. Understanding. Every time you feel something as well, I feel like you're like, what is this teaching me? Why did that person show up? What lesson is this? Why did they say that? You get it. Like, what are you mirroring to me right now? What is this mirroring to me? What does that time in my life symbolize? And you want to know why? You've got the vulnerability card, that you're open. You're open. You have, okay, a lot of people, they struggle with like humility of not knowing. The reason you are in the know is because you have the humility of not knowing. I don't know why this is happening right now. I don't have all the answers right now. I don't even know why I'm feeling this right now. But because you just let go, you don't seek the answers, they just come to you. You know, a lot of people say, like, with channeling, like, can you give me advice with channeling? And, you know, if I go into a reading and I try and project, and sometimes I would have done that in the past, like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. If I try and project, I can't channel because I'm searching, and that's not how channeling works. When I go into these readings, they never turn out the way I expect them to, because my brain has projected something, and when I've sat in, I've let my brain go blank into a flow-like state, and the messages have just flown through. But if I try to project, oh, this isn't right, this blocks it straight away. So I don't search. It just comes. And I think that's the way you guys move through life, and that's why I think that's what you've been learning to do as well, as flow. Because then you're headed where you need to go. Like you're falling into alignment. Then you just know, I'm just gonna listen to what I'm feeling, what I need. Like I'm gonna follow it, and that's what I see. Trust in divine teachers. That's why you're not like, oh my god, we're going the wrong way. It's like, no, just trust that. Trust we're going where we need to go. You know what I mean? I'll trust that I need to be careful when I feel the urge to be careful, in the sense of like, let's say I'm going for a walk down the park, and you know, I'm just going to trust that I'm going to have a good day. But if a part of me feels an urgency to go home, I'm going to go home. If I don't, I'm going to flow. I trust that I'll pick up on it. There's a inner trust you're calibrating within yourself. And the peacock spirit, let it shine. I think you're learning to cause I'm hearing Colors of the Wind and Just Around the River Bend from Pocahontas, where she, you know, she just flows. It's like she trusts where the water is going to take her, and that's her in her truest, most vulnerable element. And I feel like you're learning to just go move like that through life. I trust that I'm going to be okay. And with distractions, when you do, because the thing is, anytime you've fallen off the train, anytime you took the wrong stop, you got back. You were guided back. You knew what to do. You were open to receiving the messages. You transmuted any fears or frustrations or whatever it is that it brought up. You gained wisdom from it. You know what you're doing. And you've taught yourself that you know what you're doing. You've brought yourself back home so many times that you know what you're doing. You understand that biggest guide is you and inside of yourself. And that's why the main focus of this reading is me talking about you rather than any outside influence, because you are the one gaining the wisdom. You're the one taking in the messages. You are the one learning to transmute. You are the one doing it. There are a lot of people who will look at a message and look at something, and if it triggers or they don't, they will reject it, you know? And I always say, like, with these readings, and people are like, they're very healing and whatever, and I appreciate that, you know, there's messages coming through, I'm channeling, and I appreciate that, and I love that, and I love that they're healing. But also, lots of people watch my readings and are mean to me. You know, I'll get comments and it's like, you're this and that. Someone said to me the other day, you have evil working through you, and all of these things. I'm like, okay, sorry. And you know, that's that person going, I'm rejecting that message and I don't like that and I don't want to take that on, and whatever, they're choosing not to take that message on. But you choose to take the message on and heal and work through it. When something happens or whatever, you choose to evolve from it. You choose to work through it. You choose to learn from it. A lot of people have the same gift within them, but they don't choose to learn from it or work through it or take it on. They don't choose to do those things. They reject it. They say, no. They don't listen. And us as souls, we're learning to get to that point where we flow, we listen, and we trust ourselves. That's what we're meant to do in our, you know, in our true form, even to a higher degree. You're on that path. You're on that path, and you're listening to your inner knowing. And that's why I think this reading was to redirect back that this is, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're very tapped in. And maybe you're someone that doesn't watch a lot of readings. Or you only watch specific people, or you only watch certain videos that highlight out. You know? I feel like everything's specifically tailored for you guys. Like, and that's why you know. That was for me. That was for me. You know what I mean? You know. And you're open to it because you know to be vulnerable and let it come through. Even if something triggers. I need this. What's it triggering within me? You know, if someone's annoying you, it's like, I needed to hear that. It's triggering me, but I needed to hear it. You know? What's it mirroring within me? Why am I so upset right now? What is coming through? What is it mirrored? You listen to it. You are your biggest guide, and that was the main message to come through for you guys. I love that. So pile number 4, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I really, really love doing this reading today. Made me really happy. So thank you guys for letting me read your energy. Sending lots of love, of course, and I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys so much for watching.